Hey everybody, it's Courtney. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but I guess kind of just got like a little bit of the winter doldrums where I just didn't feel like, doing anything. And also I've been writing a little bit more for some of my stories that are in my little Heartsong saga that, I've been writing my books for. And also working on stuff that's not related to my Heartsong saga books. So another reason why I've kind of been gone a little bit. I know I was doing videos and stuff on like Sailor Moon stuff, but that kind of like went a little kaput because I kind of actually ran out of stuff to talk about. So this new video is to talk about my Heartsong saga again, because I just got done releasing my newest book of my Heartsong saga. It's called Star-Crossed, and it is a prequel novel to my Heartsong saga. So won't give too much away, but as you can tell, it's a little bit thinner than my other books. It's approximately about 200 something pages, 222 to be precise. It's actually 223, but the last page is blank from the way that I uploaded my file. So unique comparison, this is my first novel, Heartsong, and it's a lot thicker. So, much thicker than this one. But so, it is the prequel novel to my Heartsong saga. So, speaking of the Heartsong saga, I actually put out a second edition of the first Heartsong novel. Again, this was the first one that I did on CreateSpace. And now that CreateSpace is kind of shifted actually to the Amazon Kindle publishing, I went ahead and did a second edition of it. So this is the second edition of my Heartsong novel, and the changes that were done to this, of course, when I first put out the Heartsong novel, I was new to all this stuff, so it came without page numbers. But ta-da! This time I was able to fix that little problem. Page numbers down at the bottom. Also, some drop caps at the beginning of my chapters, and I also kind of spaced out the format of my story a little bit. Not too much, but there are now asterisk gaps in between scenes so that my scenes don't run together. So this is actually now with the formatting and the page numbers that I did. Technically it's 449 pages, because that's actually pages that have dialogue. I don't know why there's so many extra pages. I guess it's because I changed everything. But it has it numbered to 452 pages. But yeah, the original was like 420 something pages, so it made it a little bit longer. But after I got the drop caps and put my page numbers in, I decided to go back and republish it. So anyone did buy my original copy. I haven't really checked my sales about it, but so anyone who bought the original, this new edition, it's spaced out better, has drop caps at the beginning of the chapters, and of course it has page numbers. So, and I found this actual photograph. I didn't find this the first time when I published it, so the cover is completely different. So I actually like this one a whole lot more. So like I kind of did with my new novel, Star-Crossed, I've tried to find more non-abstract kind of covers, so since it's called Star-Crossed, I found a nice little kind of like starscape that I really liked. So the second and third novel in my Heartsong saga trilogy, I'm not going to go back and do anything to those, because those had page numbers and the drop caps and the formatting space with the asterisks. So I'm not going to go back and do second edition of those novels right now. So and since my Starcross novel is a lot shorter than the others, right now on Amazon it's only $8.99 for a paperback copy. Of course, $2.99 for Kindle. And looking through my works on Amazon right now, my original Heartsong novel, the one with the pink cover, they have it right now for $3.52. I kind of amazed at that, but not entirely. So yeah, I'm still working on, getting my stories published, whether people buy them or not. But, I try to do these videos and put them on YouTube and then share them on my Twitter and my Facebook to get people, kind of interested in them. I could talk more in depth about them, but I'm not really sure if that would do anything to persuade anybody. Again, of course, they have romance elements in it, but, that's just me. It's just the way I write and what I write. But, so, as I said, I worked on 2 more stories that I kind of have talked about before, but not in a lot of detail. But they're kind of like midquel kind of stories where they happen inside my Heartsong saga trilogy. They happen in gaps that I put in the first book, and then of course there's a gap in between the second book and the third book. So these stories kind of fill in some of those gaps. So the 2 stories that I have been working on, I started a long time ago and I just now finished them. So these midquel stories might be coming out kind of almost like an omnibus kind of collection where there's 2 books in one, because most of them are would probably be about the same thickness and the same length as my Heartsong prequel novel, Starcrossed. So not that that's a bad thing, but yeah. So, but the way it's going, it's probably gonna be two stories per book on those. So and also working on stories that are not in any way related to my Starcross, to my Heartsong, saga thing. So not a prequel or a midquel or anything. They're different. They're completely, separate stories, and I'm trying to work on them as well. So that's kind of why I haven't posted any videos. I've also noticed that, of course, not until I get my own author copy to go through these books and read them. When I started writing all these stories, I did it on Microsoft Works, and then went to Microsoft Word. But after I had to get the laptop that I currently write on now, it didn't have it built in. You have to get the Microsoft Office or Microsoft Word and purchase it to put on the computer through my Windows 10. And I don't have money to do that, so the program that I use to write now, it's a little different, but apparently everything that I wrote a long time that I saved from Microsoft Works and Word onto flash drives, and then I got a program to convert them into a different kind of file, so that when I have to bring them up on the Amazon, publishing site, you have to have a certain format for Kindle and a certain format to get a paperback done. So, but I discovered, because I tried to use the Kindle Create that they offer through the Amazon thing to help you create a really professional looking Kindle book. And I downloaded the program, and you have to have the files with, a DOC extension on them. And so I used my files and converted them and tried to use the Kindle Create to make my Kindle versions of my novels look a little bit better, but for some reason it won't work. But when I went through the converted file in a DOC format, it went through to check all my spelling and grammar, which I thought when I'd done it on Microsoft Works and Microsoft Word a long time ago, it went through and caught all of my grammar and spelling mistakes. Obviously it did not, because I had a lot of stuff pop up. Of course, some of it is arranged a different way, because, my characters, a few of my characters, they speak French, so it, trying to do like different languages, it won't put like, certain, things on it. So like, it kept telling me this spelling's wrong, and it's like, I looked it up, and that's how it's supposed to be. So, but apparently there are a lot of, especially in this one, in Starcross, there's a lot of spelling mistakes in there. So I completely copped to them. I thought I'd caught them before, but obviously I didn't. So, and apparently this program that I'm writing on, it has, I have it checked to check my spelling and my grammar as I'm writing, and apparently it doesn't do that. So I don't know why it's so wonky, but so I'm having to like go through, a dictionary and, making sure that I'm spelling everything right, like an actual dictionary. I'm not kidding. I have to go through and use my Merriam-Webster dictionary whenever I spell something, because I'm thinking, is that spelled right? When I don't think it's spelled right, I have to like check it by hand, because it's not automatically checking my spelling or my grammar. So I'm totally, propping up to any spelling or grammar mistakes, because I am my own proofreader and editor and everything. So it's not a very easy process, especially when you think that you've done everything before. I read through them like 50,000 times. So that's kind of another reason why page numbers kind of escaped me for a while, because, when I no longer had Microsoft Word or Microsoft Works, I had to use like a WordPad for a while, and it doesn't number your pages unless you print them out and they ask for numbers. So it's just, I was like, page numbers? What are those? But seriously, I know books have page numbers, but it's like, so it's not a very easy process, which is why like I wait like every month or maybe every other month before I put out a new story, because it takes a while for me to go back through it. And and also creating a cover is not very easy for these books either. Case in point, new one. Because actually, when I went back to my Heartsong, the first one, trying to do a second edition of it after I put in page numbers and fix, like drop caps and like kind of spaced out my format of my book a little bit better. When you find an image that you want, it has to actually be a certain size and a certain resolution, or it won't take it. So that's why my like original books have like these abstract covers, because they were just like art paper and they would just fit. So trying to find like an actual real picture to use is not very easy, because it actually has to fit in there. And of course, along the spine of your book, to have like your name, your author name, and your title on it, you have to have the font actually fit in there. And when it kept telling me that, you have to make the font smaller, I was like, well, I don't want to make it too small, because then nobody can read it. But, it's not easy creating these covers. So, but I'm really proud of these. I mean, they look nice and professional to me, and I've been doing them in the matte format more instead of the gloss, because my husband says it looks better with the kind of matte, surfacing. I hate how the black gets a little scratched and dingy, but you know, I like it. But they look really nice. I like my first Heartsong cover too. You know, it's like, I just like that. It's just really glossy and pretty, and I like it. But yeah, so it's a process, you know, doing this. It's not very easy, but you know, if anybody is very interested in, you know, wanting to get yourself published because you've tried to send it off to be published and, you know, nobody's, you know, said anything. I mean, self-publishing's hard. I mean, you have to be able to promote it yourself and have the money to do that. And, you know, I don't, so I just do word of mouth. So I tell my friends on Facebook, and I tell the people who follow me on Twitter, hey, I got my book out. You want to go buy it? You can go buy it. I mean, I just like having an actual book. But you know, if there are books that are really hard to find, and you know, you want a Kindle copy, you know, just to take with you, you know, most Kindle books are, you know, $2.99, so that's a pretty good deal. So, but I like just having an actual physical copy of a book. That's just how I grew up reading books before they decided to, you know, have things like these Kindle books. And, you know, some people do listen to audiobooks, and audiobooks have been around even when they were like on cassette tapes and CDs, but now, you know, they're just like the ones you buy for your Kindle. You can like buy audiobooks, and it's just, I mean, they're nice to have, but I just like having a physical copy of a book. And I know some people, you know, aren't very, you know, financially inclined to, you know, buy books, because I think my books, like, they're like $14.99, $15.99, $16.99. But my Starcross one, this new one, since it's smaller, I guess it also depends how small your book is, because it's a lot, you know, it's the same size, standing up, they're the same dimensions, but, you know, this one is a lot thinner than this one, which makes it cheaper. So, but still, and I don't know, I just like having physical copies of them. So, and again, they have a Kindle Create application that you can download that'll help you, you know, make a really nice looking Kindle book. But I've tried to use it and it won't let me do it. So, but you can still, you know, upload your file and they'll create it into, you know, a Kindle book. And you know, for someone like older books, I guess it might be a little bit harder, because I have a copy of Diana Hensel's Friend, which is the book that was the basis for the Wes Craven movie Deadly Friend, as a Kindle book on my Kindle. And it's a little choppy in its format, but you know, I can still read it, and it's, you know, still interesting to read it, because I could find a actual, you know, hardback or paperback or even a turtleback copy of it on Amazon for a price that wasn't, you know, too high, or a used copy that wasn't like torn up. So, but so I am still out here writing. So I finished two more Heartsong stories. Working on one that is not related to it. I have about three other story ideas not connected to my Heartsong series to work on, and I have an idea for 2 more Heartsong stories that I want to work on. But so I'm still going to be putting stuff out there. I don't know what my next output will be, if it'll be anything Heartsong related or not, or if it'll be a book that's completely different. Most of my books that I write, you know, they're going to be general fiction kind of books, but I don't think any of them will actually be, well, I have one that might be a little more of a romance book that I'm working on, but it might be a little bit more kind of adult book reading. But so it just depends how my creative flow works. But so I now have four books out there in my Heartsong saga. So the main trilogy, a prequel, and a reissued edition of the first one. So if you haven't been able to check them out anytime in the past, you can take a look at them now. And if you're interested, go right ahead. And if you end up reading them, you know, I know my mom buys them to read them. So, but you know, if you read them and you have comments or you want me to talk more about them or anything, you know, you just let me know. I mean, that's the only way I'm gonna know. So it's just word of mouth, and I just I don't really know what else to say. Like I said, it's hard to kind of try to promote your own, you know, stuff, and it's, you know, kind of hard for me because I'm not really good at public speaking, if you can tell by my videos. So just maybe I'll be back in the future with some more updates and a new book. And until I see you next time, I hope you have a nice day, and maybe you might want to give my books a tiny little look-see. Have a good day.